But yeah, it was a Desmond Tutu and Bournemouth Villa, and many, like both of us, sold Ollie Watkins, and he's come out with a flipping double-digit haul. So.
I mean, we was obviously heading up to Manchester, and Ricky Saunders said, "Ricky, I love you, pal. Thank you for getting me home and getting me to Manchester." We'd obviously both sold Watkins. As soon as you see he's in the team, it's like, I know what's coming.
Yeah.
Because he's such a consistent horse that I don't think the fixtures matter so much. He's perfect. And for those who've held, you probably are at a stage, because if you look at, even if you're wildcard in 19, and actually they play United away in 19, like, don't fear that shit.
No.
Villa's fixtures are good going through January, February and stuff. He's a stick. He really is a stick, generally. For those who've got past this point and held, he's a stick. If you're looking at, it's Arsenal and City next, Cape.
You'd back him to still get a return in one of the two.
I'd also definitely back him to start twice.
Yeah.
Whereas I couldn't look at Nunes and Isak and have quite that confidence going into this week.
No.
So, again, if you were making it, you'd have been making it knowing, they're definitely both playing this weekend. So let it be, let it go. I think it'll probably be the best captaincy in game week 18 as well, with Sheffield United at home. So you're definitely sticking. I think Diaby and Cash would be more concerning.
What's the situation with Cash then? Has he just lost his place?
So he's on
now?
4 yellows, which is also a problem.
'Cause I've got him, and I feel
Has he lost his place? No.
Okay.
But I think Leon Bailey's performances, I mentioned last week, I thought it was great when he came on against us. And I think I've always looked at him and felt erratic. I sit on that side that he played in the second half last week. And I kind of have an angle looking through, like the old Robin curler. If someone comes off the right and they shape left-footed, like Bailey's goal yesterday, I've kind of got the angle of that to see it. And when he's stepping inside, you're thinking, there's something in his shape, the way he's doing it, his control, he's capable. And he scored that basically exact goal yesterday to do that.
Great finish.
So he might suddenly become one that comes on radar going into 18. Now, because of what they've got in the next 3, it's a last-minute job, I think. Any investment new in Villa, like if you didn't own Watkins, I'm not going to go and buy him back this week. No. Right? The only scenario for me buying him back is if Klopp goes tomorrow, actually, Darwin Nunes has done his hamstring.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have to suck it up and go back. Right?
Yeah, same.
Otherwise, it's not moving at the moment. So I think now for Villa, they're the actual weight to 18. So the 3 teams have got great fiction 18 at Newcastle, Villa, Tottenham. Tottenham arguably is the one to attack first, because it's 3 home games in the next 4. Newcastle you can make a case for, but I think we have to be aware of the 5 fixtures in the close proximity. So I think really more game week 17 is more suitable. Villa's the last one.
Yeah.
Attack Villa in 18. Because although they're doing great, City, Arsenal and Brentford away is 3 rough fixtures.
Yeah.
And over that period, we might get a little bit more that tells us about what that team will be against Sheffield United in game week 18. Now, if Leon Bailey's in it, or if you think he's going to be in it, he might be a great one to go and attack. It might be by that we think Alex Moreno might be a good one to attack, who obviously started last Thursday in Europe. I think Bailey is the real impact on Cash that's concerning.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing, though. If they want to keep Bailey in the team, I think Ezri Konsa keeps playing right back. But they missed Boubacar Kamara yesterday, and what they like to do is shove him into the right back position and push Cash further forward, and then whoever's playing right midfield, which normally has been sort of John McGinn, goes into the central area and joins the midfield. Now, Bailey's not going to go into midfield, but he might do it where he moves into the front 2 and joins Watkins. That would be bad for Diaby. So there's a number of knock-ons here. Also, we could look at it and go, Bailey keeps playing and Cash gets left out for the next 3, and then we arrive at Sheffield United and Emery goes, well, I don't care, Sheffield United, I'm playing Matty Cash. That could even be the scenario. So I'm trying to give myself some space in terms of Aston Villa decision-making. So for me right now, Matty Cash is just sitting on that bench, almost third sub for me, actually, in forthcoming weeks. The one I'd be looking at as a replacement, by the way, for me personally, but I'd need some money elsewhere, is Porro.
Okay.
So I'd only be moving to another 18 player.
Yeah.
Also, that would then take me to treble Tottenham, which, say, if I wanted to take, say, a Brennan Johnson punt, who scored 3 times against Everton last season and looked much better yesterday, by the way, then that would be off the table. So Yeah, I think with Villa, it's a wait at the moment. It also means largely what you've got, keep. What you haven't, don't get yet. But I also get there'll be plenty who've got Matty Cash and are sitting there with Kabore and Taylor as their full fifth defenders. Well, in that case, kids, it's sell.
Yeah. And any love for Bournemouth?
And I think, by the way, Porro would be my top shout.
Yeah, and what about Bournemouth? So obviously, they've got 7 points now in their last 3. Last-minute equaliser from Watkins here. And they've got a decent run coming up. Palace away, United away, Luton at home, Forest away, Fulham at home.
Yeah, with them as well, you look at the 17-18 fixtures, Luton at home, Forest away. I think it's probably more an assess for the next couple and come back.
Okay.
Now, obviously, for people who want to use Semenyo as a facilitator, crack on.
I can't remember how much he is.
They keep flipping between left and right-hand side, Semenyo and Tavernier.
Semenyo's
might be
4.6 million.
Yeah. And he's a far better asset than Archer. Even though Archie, you'd look at and go, yeah, he'll play, Semenyo's a bit of risk. It don't matter. That's a way better option. So if people want to use that as a facilitator, and it's not one that I would completely rule out myself, then yeah, that's absolutely fine. I think Justin Kluivert in midfield, 4.6 is fine. It kind of looked like he wasn't. I've seen very little of the game yesterday. Looked like he wasn't around the key moments so much. Dominic Solanke could have easily had a hat-trick yesterday on the bits I've seen this morning. And he's another great potential get. So if I've spoken about getting Watkins and Isak in for 18, well, let's just say something happens to Isak in the next couple of weeks, which unfortunately with his injury record is not impossible. It might be that I look at 17 and go, okay, Dominic Solanke, let's have that for 2 weeks, right? Of course, for me then in wildcard 19, I don't need to factor in, is Solanke worth more than Semenyo?
Yeah,
it's just, can you afford it?
Yeah,
I'll go with a number 9. So, but there'll be others thinking longer term. And I think both can very much be considered. The other interesting one is Kirkes, because Lloyd Kelly is out, we think, for the rest of the year. So Kirkes, who's been in and out of the team, will stay in it now over this period. That's a real wild card pick. But I tell you what, if you wanted a Bournemouth defensive one over this period, that would be the one.
Neil was big on him in the summer, weren't he? So
yeah, I mean, I was he the only teenager to score 5 goals in European leagues or something last year as a defensive player. So I can't remember the stat. But yeah, I mean, he's capable. He ended up with one of the assists yesterday, I think, didn't he? So that would be the one. That's not your worst solution. Like if you're looking for a cash replacement and you can't go up to Porro and you're looking down, I don't mind that. But I think also psychologically, you probably don't want to play him in the next 2.
No.
So I do think it's probably game week 17. Have a look more, I think,
Cool.
They're playing much better. And those who did proper look at Iraola in the summer, I don't think are that surprised.
No. Well, we were saying it was...
We always said when the fixtures turned, judged them. Yeah. Then they had the really rough result at Everton and played badly. And then it was like, oh, shit.
I'm happy for them.
They were lucky to beat Burnley, but it was a turning point for them.
Yeah.